So the Jets don't wind up with the number one overall pick. We're all doom and gloom. We're not getting Trevor Lawrence. And now all of a sudden I'm hearing reports that Zach Wilson could be quarterback number one. Are the Jets ending up with Trevor Lawrence? J-E-T-S, Jets! What's up, guys? Welcome to Jets Talk. My name is Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, it is being reported that multiple teams have Zach Wilson as their top number one overall quarterback for this class. That means he's higher than generational prospect Trevor Lawrence, the guy that we have been tanking for Trevor the entire season. The last, basically year and a half, people have been talking about this guy for being the number one overall pick. And now you're telling me that Zach Wilson, coming from BYU, could be the number one overall quarterback? This has my mind all sorts of screwed up, and I'm not exactly sure how to handle this. Now, for me, when I see this type of report, I'm saying, yeah, you know what? Teams at the end of the draft, they could say Zach Wilson is their number one overall quarterback because they have no shot at Zach Wilson. They have no shot at Trevor Lawrence. Basically, if 31 teams said that Zach Wilson was the number one overall quarterback on their big board, it would not do anything for me. It wouldn't change my mind in the slightest, because the only team that matters is the Jacksonville Jaguars and what they do at number one overall. And Urban Meyer is on record saying Trevor Lawrence is like the best prospect he has ever seen. So for me, I don't think this has anything to do with the Jets draft stock. I don't think that, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think this has any bearing on how this draft shakes up. Trevor Lawrence is still going to go number one overall. If by some miracle you could convince me or the Jaguars that Zach Wilson is number one overall and maybe they're considering trading out of number one, okay, maybe you can kind of possibly do that. I don't see it. Trevor Lawrence is going one overall. Let's just clear the air. He's going number one overall. Now, what does this do for the Jets in terms of what we should do at our quarterback position, and how does it change our draft stock? Because I said it doesn't change our draft stock, but it does. It just doesn't change who I think is going to be available at number two. So for me, this is exactly what I want to hear as a Jet fan. Zach Wilson could be the number one overall quarterback. Fantastic. Justin Fields could be the number one overall quarterback. Trey Lance, Mac Jones, get the hype train going. I don't care who you like at quarterback. If multiple quarterbacks are being talked about, or specifically, at least two since we have the number two overall pick. If there's two guys being talked about as elite prospects, must come up and get type players, or must draft type of players, this is good for the New York Jets. One, because if you want to move on from Sam Darnold, you're getting a guy that probably would have gone number one overall in any other draft in Zach Wilson. So I'm cool with that. If you're in the camp of wanting to trade down, then it makes more sense that we have an elite prospect available at number two that may not be there at number three for Miami, who is looking to potentially trade out at number three. So yeah, it's good for the Jets, because now that number two pick becomes so much more valuable, both from our own draft perspective and from our trade perspective. Speaking of trade perspective, it's been a little quiet on the Deshaun Watson front. I know we can talk about some Carolina Panthers news. Maybe I'll do that in another video. But Deshaun Watson, if the Texans fall in love with Zach Wilson, this will be huge, because now that number two pick, while it already had a ton of weight and a ton of value, becomes even more valuable, because they will not be able to get Zach Wilson at number three. If the Jets don't trade for Deshaun Watson, I'm 99% sure they're drafting Zach Wilson. So, I don't know. Texans, your move. What do you want to do? Do you want to have Deshaun Watson sit on the bench for a year and be upset and not want to play for you, and then you can't attract any free agents anyway? Your team's going to be in the garbage regardless next season, with or without him. Or do you want Zach Wilson? Or, Jet fans, do you want to trade Sam Darnold for that late first-round pick we heard so much about, and then roll with Zach Wilson? Don't trade out of the pick. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's the route I think the Jets are going to go. I think we're taking Zach Wilson at number two. I think we're going to build around him, and I think we're going to trade Sam for what will equate to a late first. Maybe the Jets have to throw in a mid-round pick to get that into the first, whatever. We'll kind of see how that plays out. But guys, let me know what you think about Zach Wilson. Does he deserve to be quarterback number one? Is he quarterback number one? Is it going to change the Jaguars' draft prospects moving forward? I don't know. I don't think it changes a whole heck of a lot. I still think Trevor Lawrence is going one overall. Zach Wilson is still going to be the number one target for the New York Jets. But let me know in the comments down below exactly what you guys are thinking. And as always, go Jets.